Well. Good evening, you guys, and happy Easter week. I hope everyone had a blessed Passover, a blessed Easter, and we move on to the next holiday, which will be Mother's Day, which will be next month, and then it'll be Father's Day, and then it'll be Labor Day, and then on and on and on. We have a continuum of holidays, and we really forget which ones are most important. But as a Roman Catholic, Easter is very important to me. So thank God for the resurrection of Jesus Christ, our Lord, for those of you who are believers. So anyway, I never knew that one thread could create so much passion for grammar and vocabulary. I posted a thread, I believe it was Friday, about a black boy, 11 years old, with an IQ higher than Einstein. And somehow it segued from the point of the discussion to the word boy. I'll just read one of the responses here. Came from Carol, east of the Mississippi. Bless you. Levi, I guess you're too young to remember black people being kept in line and remembering their place. The article wouldn't have stated a white boy. Quote, why was a reference to race even made? You're maybe too young to remember research and studies claiming black people were inferior to whites intellectually. So, was the author surprised the youth scored that high because he was black? Okay, Carol, east of the Mississippi. Young, me? Well, I'll be 60 next year. I just look 35 and act 25. A book I read, however, in undergrad, The Bell Curve, was about that exact same thing. Doctors Jensen and Shockley claimed that black people, and they had empirical evidence in all of these studies to claim that black people were inferior to white people. But that's nothing new. We've known that since the 3/5 Compromise before the Civil War, right? That black people were inferior. That's why we were 2/3 of a white person for voting purposes. But anyway, I digress, just like this thread did. So, Bill, I want to thank you, brother, for looking in the Urban Dictionary and determining that boy was inappropriate to call that 11-year-old. However, I don't subscribe to the Urban Dictionary. The unabridged one, the abridged one, any of that. And I'm not that sharp. In fact, my IQ is only 60. Well, 58. I rounded up. Anyway, so I'm not that sharp. I just pulled out a normal Webster's dictionary and I looked up the definition of boy, and it says a male youth or child. There you go. The kid in the video is a male. He's 11. He's a youth. He's a child. He's 11. He's a youth. I suppose once you become 13, then you become an adolescent, and then 18, an adult, or maybe an adult at 21. I don't know. But I will say this. A dear friend of mine, Kayla, told me years ago, arguing with people on Facebook is dumb. Oh my goodness, was she ever right? The point is, on my page, I'm not excited about grammar police, grammar Nazis. I let you guys stay just for fun, but don't take everything so seriously. Very few people address the fact that this boy is brilliant. And that's why I shared the thread. Not to talk about why are we calling him boy. And by the way, I grew up in South Carolina in the 60s on the tail end of Jim Crow. I remember white drinking fountains and colored drinking fountains. I remember white restrooms and colored restrooms, which are nasty and deplorable. I remember being stranded across a bridge and a yellow cab driver not taking my dad and I across the island because we were colored. He would radio for a colored cab driver, which he did. I remember them taking me to the movies when I was about 4 years old and not being allowed because there was no space in the balcony where the colored people sat. I remember Louisville, Kentucky in the 70s when the Klan was turning over buses and bricking buses. So yes, Carol, I'm not as young as I look. So I do remember. But in any case, God bless all of you. And thanks for your participation on that thread about the brilliant black boy. Can we get back to addressing him? He's phenomenal. And let's forget about, we're not writing a term paper here. We're not writing a doctoral dissertation or a master's thesis. This is stupid Facebook. So I don't care how you express yourselves, as long as you express yourselves. We are out.